Kia ora team, Noel Willoff here. Thanks so much for tuning into today's episode. But there's one important thing I want to say before you watch this video. I've noticed that over 91% of you who watch our content on YouTube do not subscribe to the podcast. My promise to you is if you subscribe to the podcast, I'll continue to get more of the guests on that you love and make sure that this conversation and this podcast grows to new levels. So please hit that subscribe button. Secondly, a massive shout out to our official sponsor of the podcast, Moana Road. If you want to save some cash and get some of their awesome gears, head to their website and plug in BTS20 and you'll get 20% off all of their products. Save some cash, support the podcast. Hope you enjoyed this conversation. Bronson, Melowdownz, brother. Welcome to the podcast.
Man, thanks for having me, bro. My man.
You've been like a guest I've been so keen to get on for ages. So, yeah, bro, stoked we could line this up while you're down in Wally for a show. And yeah, had to suss an Uber, but we're here.
Oh, man, I appreciate that, bro. I didn't realize it was a little bit out the city. But nah, we here. So good.
How you doing, man? How's your week been?
Yeah, bro, I'm pretty tired.
Yeah?
Just been, me and my bro Seymour, we just got back from Canada a few days ago, and then I played a show in Christchurch, and now I'm here, so it's been a bit all over the show, and then on top of, being a dad as well, so just trying to balance everything. But for the most part, it's been productive and it's been fun.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah, just been grinding, brother. Yeah.
That's mean. I wanted to sort of, start this episode, bro, because you've got a really interesting story and keen to, touch into your personal journey, some of, where you get your inspiration creatively from. Because, you're not just a musician. You've got hot sauce, fashion, Kava Corner, podcasting, music. Similar to when I had Paddy Gower on the podcast.
Yeah, my man right there.
He is the fucking man, the fucking news. But he's a creator in essence, and I think you're very similar. Your role is creating things and putting them out into the world.
Yeah.
So I wanted to first start by asking, what was the first moment you realized the world sort of saw you differently, bro, and how did that shape you?
I think, bro, it's a good question. I think it was when I went to Europe for the first time, and I was on a platform called Colors. It's this big kind of universal platform that showcased pretty big artists. So for me to be on there, it was a big deal for me at the time. And once that got released, it kind of just opened my world up to a whole new, not fan base, but just people that were aware of my music. And yeah, I was just kind of I was kind of blown away actually, just to see that people were digging what I was doing in this little corner of the world, you know what I mean? So that was kind of the first time, I think, the first experience, yeah.
Are you, you might be one of the first Kiwis to go on a colour show.
Yeah. I was actually, to be honest, I was the third. So there was my man's Noah Slee. Yep. Shout out Noah Slee, because he's the one that connected me with Colors. He's an R&B singer. He's based from West Auckland, but he's based in Berlin right now. And Razor Biza, he went on there too. Yeah, so I like to be called the first poly rapper on Colors. Maybe the only poly rapper on Colors. So, yeah.
And I was looking at that this morning actually. It's got 1.6 million views. What's it like behind the scenes at a colour show?
It was crack up because I thought it was gonna be another day, and so I was day drinking in Berlin, because Berlin you can just day drink, and the bro's like, nah, it's at this warehouse, you gotta go now. And then I was like, fuck. So he sent me the address, wrote it on this piece of paper, and I had to navigate my way, had to catch a couple trams, and I was kind of lost, bro. I was like, bro, this better be it. And then I found it. It was just a warehouse, with a big green screen. Yeah.
It's a green screen.
Yeah. And apparently though, when they first started, they painted the walls each time a color, but in terms of logistics, I think it was just easier for them to, just use a green screen and a bit more professional, yeah.
Is it a one take thing as well? You go and do your one track?
I recorded it. So I recorded it until I got the right take. It probably took me 2 takes, 2 run-throughs, and then literally I was just just had to perform it a lot. Yeah. Even the recording was there, I just had to perform it. So yeah, it's cool the way they do it, man. I'm trying to run it back, but I feel like they're at a point now where they're just kind of, I think the big labels and stuff pay them to put their artists on. Well, that's what it looks like,
Tiny Desk concert up next.
Bro, surely.
That'll be pretty on.
Surely, bro.
That'll be sick. So was that, I guess, from when the world sort of saw you differently? Because that was, I guess, maybe a bit more exposure into an international market. I think it was
not even differently, just seeing me. Just seeing, I guess, figuring out there's an artist from out here. But yeah, there's that. And just, I don't know. I think some of the other endeavors that I don't know, I partake in. Yeah.
That's cool, bro. That's awesome. You were also raised by your mum.
Yes, sir.
Solo mum.
Yeah,
absolute legend.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what did you learn about like resilience, bro?
Fuck, bro, you've done your research, eh? Nah, it's a real cool question, bro. Appreciate that. For me, it's just, I guess, like being around women, being raised around women, like my mother, my grandmother, obviously my grandfather too, but like my mother and my grandmother were a big, I guess, like key part of my life in terms of like my foundation. And so I don't know, I'm quite like I'm not feminine, but like, you know, I really enjoy being around estrogen in that way. And I guess like I hold quite a gentle energy when it comes to just holding myself in that. So yeah, like in terms of resilience, just seeing, I guess, my mom's just like not do both roles, but just be that solid foundation for me to be able to do what I do. And she always been supportive. Like I could tell her like, shit, I want to be a rock climber. She would support me, you know. It could be anything. Whereas like in my community I grow, if you're telling your parents you want to do music as a career, like it's like, yo, go get a real job type thing. So she really supported me from the get go. Like, so yeah, shout out my mom's one time.
Shout out, bro. It's funny, like it's not till you become older and become like we're both parents, you can like reflect back when you become like the age of your parents, and like that's been something that I've been really thinking about. Like I was split between two homes as well, and my mum had me when she was 18. It's like just the sacrifices that your parents make for you, It's like not till you like become a man, you're like, fuck.
There's just certain things I come up now and it makes me emotional because I'm just like, fuck, where she really was in the field with me, like, so I'm hoping to have the same patience she had with my daughter when that time comes.
Yeah, bro. I also heard that your like Melowdownz came from when you did like some graffiti and tagging. So it was initially, was it Downs? Like your tag name?
Bro, I've been painting the city now. But yeah. So like I just love graffiti, bro. That's my first element of hip hop that I really indulged in. And yeah, it wasn't until I had this poster on my wall when I was an intermediate, and it was like an NERD, had like Pharrell. He was wearing his NERD belt, and I just read it backwards, and I was like, I just spelled DREN with an S, and I was like, Drens. Oh shit, the letters work. So I just started like hitting it up around the city, and then I got caught for that one, so I had to change it. And so like I was just going through like, I guess, like album names that I had, or like albums that I had on CD, and I'm a big fan of Bone Thugs, so like there was a song called like Down 71. I never know what that means, but I just started tagging down with it Z, and kind of just stuck. And then eventually I just added Melo to it because I guess, I don't know, people think I'm pretty chill, Melo, whatever. So
that's
kind of just works. Yeah.
What do you think made you sort of gravitate towards hip hop, but like that entry point of actually like tagging? Like what sparked that, bro?
Bro, I think it was I just love the expression, like the adrenaline rush as well, like because it's not legal, it's illegal. So it's
the
like
sirens.
Yeah. So like doing it and then doing it quickly and then kind of leaving the spot real quick, or like doing it. We used to do I used to like tag up motorways and train tracks, and it was, at the time, it was the thrill. But not only that, it's like the next day we'd take the train just to look at all the work we've done, and then just like anything, bro, just like any culture, it just builds community. And like I was pulling up to parties, and they were kind of like, oh yo, I seen your thing on that bridge, or and it was just another form of clout, I think, that I was like chasing at the time. Clout chasing, fuck, you know. But nah, it was just like a thing that like all the boys are doing it, and then I just got heavy involved because I guess I come from like my old man's like he draws, and like he's like a natural musician, and my mom's like a natural writer, so I must just be, I don't know, in the genes, but that's the kind of avenue that I found at the time to express.
A blend of the two.
Yeah, bro.
So, and you grew up in Avondale.
Yeah.
I heard a story as well in the podcast that you were speaking on, that you went to like a party when you're like 14 or 15, and someone there like tragically got stabbed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what impacts did that have on your life, bro? That's
Bro, it
like,
was
dude,
pretty-
you're a boy, you're a kid.
Yeah,
and you're seeing
it's
that.
pretty out of it. So I was at this party. I was trying to, I don't know, I was on some other shit. Like, I was at some party in Panmure, which is like East Side, and my boys were at this event. It was a school event, and one of my boys was there. He was a little bit intoxicated, so he got told to kind of come outside, and this car just pulled up, and these guys got out and asked him a question, and then bro just stabbed him right in the heart. So I was at this party at the time, and then I got this call up, and then my bro's like, "Bro, I was just being stabbed," and I didn't. I was kind of just like, "What?" So when I got to this, like outside the school, there were just like sirens, and like it was pretty, like blood was everywhere, like literally.
Shit.
Like they had already taken my bro, but it was actually one of my best bros. He actually held my bro until he bled out, kind of thing. So it was pretty, I guess for like a 14, 15-year-old, you know, it's like quite traumatic shit to go through, bro. But like, I don't know, it brought us together as a brotherhood, but at the same time, bro, like it fully put us off the rails. Like people like, you know, going to worrying about exams, and we like attending funerals and shit like that, and just like obviously wanted revenge and had all these emotions. We're going through puberty, hormones going crazy. So that kind of like started something that was like a negative, I guess, like role of scenarios, but at the same time it also helped me grow quicker, I guess. But even following up from that, like there were some various friends of ours like taking their lives and shit like that. So it was kind of like, I'm not saying my childhood was dark, but like there was some shit that went down that were not I guess like normal teenagers experience. And I think like now that I look back, it was like shit, that was actually very traumatic. Like and I feel like my nervous system was rocked from that shit, you know what I mean? So I went off the walls a little, not too much, but me and the boys were just on our own buzz. Like we didn't really give a fuck about high school and stuff. So but then again, out of that became music, because I still remember when my bro passed away, all the boys came to my house because I lived down the road. And my mom just gave us like papers and pens and shit, and we just wrote about it, which is quite therapeutic, and we just started making songs and shit like that. So it was kind of it was cool. Not cool. The situation wasn't cool, but like in terms of the expression of writing rhymes and whatnot.
100%. That's like a way better way of dealing with grief. Using that feeling of grief in like a more powerful sort of like positive avenue.
Absolutely, bro. And now that I'm older, it's cool because I can use these kind of traumatic experiences, and I can, because I do a lot of youth work too, so it's real cool being in spaces where I kind of like, I know that I don't know exactly what they're going through, but I can resonate, and I was like, yo, I've been through something similar, so like I kind of feel I know what they're going through, and it's beautiful to be able to help them, just hold space for them to be how they need to be at that point in time, you know. So I feel that's my biggest superpower that came out of that.
Tell me about your late friend, was it Jedi, bro?
Yeah.
Because
oh shit, you on some Nardwa shit, bro.
Just trying to be prepared. But
bro, rest in peace, Jedi, bro. Straight up, man. Like he was topside for like Richmond Rovers at like 16, 17. He made the Warriors topside at 17. He was playing, like he was already training with like the Warriors at the time, and he was like the probably one of the most powerful, like I guess, prospects coming out of Avondale and the whole Auckland scene when it came to league at the time. Like he was getting offers left, right, and center from NRL. I think he just signed to. He was going Warriors training when we were just drinking in the garage. Like he'll pop in and like, I gotta go training, and then he'll be like after training, and I'm like, bro, that's crazy. And then he's like, I remember when he got his uniform.
True, like the actual Warriors kit.
Yeah, I was like, holy fuck, it gave me goosebumps, And then bro, boom, next minute, like he's just not here anymore. I was just like, fuck, you know, like.
So you also did your first album, Avondale in 2017. What was like the moment you went all in with music?
It was, I guess, like when I went all in, probably like when I just didn't have a plan B. Like I was broke, bro. I still have my financial, you know, troubles here and there, but like I was hella broke, bro. Like I was living in my mom's house, I just had this dream, and I guess like I left my shitty ass factory job. I didn't have any qualifications, and I'm like, I just want to fucking run this shit up. And I guess when I made that conscious decision that I just started like getting myself in positions where I was seen, and those opened more doors and opportunities for me to showcase my gift, I guess. And then through the determination and obsession, it just kind of like, it started off like, oh yeah, I got a cool gig. Oh cool, now I'm on tour. Oh shit, now I'm getting like endorsement deals. Oh, now I got manager. Oh, now I'm signed to a major label. Oh, now I'm doing my own thing. Like so, all comes in layers and stuff like that. And I guess learning the business side of things has still been my hardest challenge. But that's been the most kind of, I guess, sustainable, practical kind of like outlook on it. Just, because like the music's the music, and then there's the business, and there's two separate things, but they need each other in order for the ecosystem to work, you know. So that's one thing I guess now that I'm very conscious of, and I'm trying to still get my head around it. But
does it get hard to navigate, bro? Because I can imagine as like a creative, like as a creative, you just want to focus on maybe just releasing the music,
bro. 100 man, 100. Like even like as of late with the whole climate of social media and like short attention, like short form clips and reels and all that shit, bro. I be doing content. I go in the studio and I'm editing content and I'm writing invoices and I'm replying to emails, you know, and I'm like, fuck, what happened to the music, you know? So I'm trying to find that balance, but
do you feel like you've had to like almost pivot your approach with music to be like more aligned to like social media and that short attention span?
I think so, bro. I think so, but then again, it's just like there are no rules, and I might just do like the craziest content pieces and then the music doesn't hit, or I might make the craziest song and then the content doesn't hit. So I guess it's one of those things that I'm always trying new things. I'll post something or I'll drop a song and it might not hit, then I'll just keep it moving, because the last thing I want is for me being disheartened, because I used to get disheartened if some shit didn't hit and I'll just want to quit. And I'm like, nah, fuck it. Okay, I'll throw this at the wall. This doesn't stick, I'll throw this at the wall. And something's gotta, and if nothing sticks, it's gonna open a door to something else. So that's kind of been my mindset on it right now, because even some of my youngers get real disheartened when like, gee, I dropped this, no one even liked it, or my bro's not sharing it. It's just like, bro, who cares, G? Just keep on, make the next one and drop that. Just who cares? Because once one does hit and people are on your wave, then it's like, yo, you got it going on. So
it's the consistency, like people want like instant gratification from what they do, 100. And it's success doesn't happen overnight. What would you say like your relationship is like with like risk, bro, and like putting yourself into uncomfortable situations?
Bro, I thrive off risk. It can be detrimental at the same time, and it can be very rewarding, and I feel I live this life of duality a lot. For example, like last year I had this art gallery thing that I went to. Shorty was trying to like do her thing with it, and then I applied, and I ended up getting it, and I was like, oh yeah, cool, I got a whole year to do this art exhibition, and now it's in 2 weeks and I haven't done one piece of art. So like that's how like risky I live my life. And so like when I get back next week, I'm gonna tap in and I'm just gonna spend like one weekend and just gonna smash out 8 pieces of artwork.
Man.
So that's kind of just an example of how risky I live. But then again, bro, I feel like without risk, there's no reward, you know. And the more risks you do take, obviously they have to be level-headed. Like can't just be like, I'm gonna do this, and then there has to be some kind of strategy behind it. But I feel like most of the time I've taken a risk, I've always dared to be great, and I feel like you can never fail if you do that.
Is your Adesanya, dare to be great?
I think that's where I got that thing from. But I was like, I ran with that because it's like that's so true. Like the shit that some of the shit that I do, it flops, you know, and I'm just like, how can I be down about it if I put everything I have into it anyway? Because it's like, at least I put the best my best foot forward, and no one can knock that, you know. At least I'm trying to do some shit. Like some people are just like behind their screen just hating, and there's just like, bro, you're not daring to do anything. No. It's like,
and they're still watching. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Is like, are you like really driven in terms of like setting goals? Like, are you?
I wish. I wish, man. I have goals, but like, bro, my management, they're so on with their shit. Like, they have these systems in place that work really well.
Yeah.
And like, I try and follow a lot of their templates and stuff. Not templates, but like, because their systems are beautiful. But I don't know, the way my mind works, I just like, I have all my goals stored in here. Like, my daily routine is stored in my head. Like, I've got high performance planners that I'll fill out one book, and then next minute it's just like I forget about it. So like, I don't write shit down. It's just like all in here. But for some, it's like organized chaos. Yeah.
But like,
it's not the best. I do not recommend people live like that. But it's just how I guess I work. Yeah.
Bit of undiagnosed ADHD or something.
Probably, bro.
Yeah,
probably.
Same here, man.
Yeah.
Probably exactly the same.
But to be fair, like, I'm reading Atomic Habits at the moment.
Great book.
And I need to. It's inspiring me too, you know, because I'm like, bro, if I was organized, shit, I would be so more locked in than I actually am right now. And people think I'm locked in, and I'm like, bro, wait until I actually get my schedule unlocked. Like,
yeah, you don't know, you don't understand what I'm capable of. You've also done lots of work with like Tom Scott, one of the OGs, Troy Kingi, Louis Baker. He was on the podcast. Like, I guess with all of those musicians and creatives in New Zealand at the top of their field, like, what do you think makes them, like, what's that common thread between them that makes them so successful?
I think between me and Tom is we're from Avondale, bro.
Yeah, man.
I like to think we're two of the flyest rappers out of this country. And for Tom Scott especially, I feel he's paved the way for MCs like myself to be unapologetically us and talk about whatever the fuck we want without being filtered. I feel like he really stands in that manner like that.
Yeah.
And same as Troy Kingi, Louis Baker, like those guys are all legends to me. And I think it's just like their music's good. Yeah. Like, their music's really good. Especially Troy. Like, he's probably what I think he's the greatest musician out of this country in history. Like, that's my perspective on him. And just how he's got the whole 10 years thing, different genres. Like, I think just their presence as well. Like, bro, when you see Troy Kingi, it's like you're looking at a pharaoh. You know how he pulls up in the poncho and the hat and the fedora with the glasses and the gumboots and all that? I'm like,
yeah, man.
Bro. And he's got this like presence about him.
Stature.
Yeah. This like, oh shit, should I talk to this guy? Is he gonna be nice to me now? But like, he's got this like powerful presence, bro. And I feel like each of those artists you named have that type of aura or something about them that just like carries them.
Who do you like get your sort of like inspiration from at the moment, bro? Like, and I guess where do you find your inspiration for your music? Is it in people? Is it in things, memories?
Yeah, like musically right now, bro, I just like, to be fair, like this new project I have, it's called Melo Bass, and so it's just like, it's a compilation of I guess like garage, dance, kind of electronic drum and bass, like beats that I'm rapping over, and it's kind of just like me mixing my flow with the beats. Like, I'm not really rapping about shit. Like, I'm not talking about trying to save the planet on this type of music. It's more of the groove, and it's more of the feeling. And I've been having real fun just like experimenting with that. So that's kind of like where I've been at the moment.
And like, when it comes to actually like songwriting, what's your process in doing that? Is it like you get the beat, you just sort of like freestyle to it, or do you sort of do it with your notes before, then you find the beat?
My shit's like off kilter. Like, I could have like a musician in the studio with me, and then he'll play some chords, and I'll be like, oh yeah, cool. Or I might be driving, and I might just think of like a silly rap, and then I might be like, oh cool, because like when I think of raps, I just put in my notes, and then so when I go to write, I've got all these raps and bits and pieces from all these other sessions or whatever that sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, that'll work with that. Like, some of the producers I've been working with get annoyed with me because they'll hear my raps that I wrote to their beat on something else, and they're like, bro, wasn't that the one that we made? But I feel it's like, have you read The Creative Act?
No.
It's like Rick Rubin's book. I highly recommend it, bro. He's got this thing, and it's like, if you come up with an idea, right, and it's like you don't do it, and then someone else comes up with this idea, and you're like, fuck, that's my idea. It's like, that's being selfish. It's like a selfless thing, because we're like the vessels that this idea came from. Like, if you're not, if you've got the idea and and you don't use it, then this idea is going to go this person. And it's not ours. It's just we're the vessel for the universe to have this idea through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's kind of like with my raps, I'll be like, rap over this guy's beat, and then I won't use that. I'll use it on his kind of thing. And it's just like the same kind of situation.
Yeah. Ideas are just crazy when you really think about them, eh? It's like, they just come out of nowhere. Like everything that we've seen ever has been like an idea from somebody to create.
Exactly, bro. There's nothing like original. You know, it comes from stems from something.
Yeah. And
like I can't remember who said this. It might have been Tom or like one of the boys, but like disguising your influence is one of the best things you can do. Like, because I do that all the time. Like, even with this new stuff that I got coming out, like it's referenced directly off something that people just don't know, and then when they find out, they're like, "Oh shit, I got it!" Yeah,
yeah, that's mean, bro. You'll link up with Denzel Curry as well.
Yo,
how did that come to fruition?
Shout out my boy Denzel Curry. He's one of the boys, eh? Like I think when I was in LA I went LA for the first time a few years ago. That was my first trip. I went out there and I linked up with these two Australian producers, FNZ, and they were kind of like they're pretty big time in the States at the moment. Like they got a show with Kanye West and pretty much every kind of like crazy rapper you could think of, they've got a placement with. So I was in their studio, and I think I was like in the studio, and then I found this book, and then I was like, yo, who's this book? Like it had raps in it, and he's like, oh, that's Denzel's. I was like, Denzel who? They're like, oh, Denzel Curry. I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, this is his studio. I was like, oh shit. So I put the book. I was like, oh fuck, my bad. But yeah, I was just like, yeah. And then I think I showed them like a song that I had. I was like, oh bro, if you could like show the bro this. And then the next day they called me and was like, yo, he's coming back from Melbourne. He'll be here. And then we just kind of chopped it up and then showed him the song, and then he just jumped on it, and then fuck, it was pretty buzzy. And then we've been boys ever since. Like every time he comes here, I'll just jump on his show or whatever. Like and then we jam the studio and stuff.
Because you guys did the track No Mercy, eh?
Yeah. I actually had a verse on I jammed this song. What's it called? I think it's called G's Up in his latest album. And then when it dropped, I was like, saw it, and then it said featuring 2 Chainz. I was like, oh shit, nah. But it was cool to just be in the studio, like while he's creating these songs that come out, and you're like, oh shit, I was in the room when he fucking made that shit.
Damn.
Or
bro.
Just like being able to contribute a vibe, you know? Like,
yeah.
Do
you think there's like some sort of synergy between like New Zealand hip hop and like more American sort of hip hop? Like, do you see similarities in yourself?
I wouldn't say New Zealand. I would just say per people. Like it's more of a people thing. Like you could have the craziest rapper from New Zealand, and then someone like Denzel might not even like their personality. You know, I feel it's more of a connection thing first and foremost.
True.
Definitely, it's more of a relationship thing, I think.
Yeah. Have you had those situations where like you are in the studio and things just aren't gelling with like another person you're rapping with?
Yeah, heaps, bro. I'm just like, fuck. I'm like looking at the time, like, bro, how the fuck do I get out of here? But and vice versa, like, sometimes it's just not the energy's not there. Or I might just have an off day in the studio and I never go back or whatever. But yeah, I never take it personal. Yeah.
And what sort of guy is Denzel Curry like? Sort of like behind the image of what we probably see on social media and stuff.
Bro, he's the man, eh? Like low key, he's probably the only rappers, because I've been on tour with like Maxo Cream, shout out Maxo as well. But I think he's just a real down to earth dude. Like he actually cares about the culture, and he's busy with his thing, but he's actually got time for people, and I think that's refreshing to see. Like especially a lot of American rappers, obviously they caught up in their own worlds and stuff, but he's very worldly, so like he's got time. Yeah,
he does like Muay Thai and stuff as well.
Yeah, and he trains. His boys were like, Izzy, because not last time, but the other time they came, Izzy just won the bout back from Alex.
Oh, so when he knocked out Alex.
Yeah, and then he was like, yo, I'm trying to train with Izzy, and then I FaceTime Izzy, and then Izzy came to the studio like literally just as he got the bout back, and
crazy.
So it was so cool to just have that caliber of like people in the room. Like
I
was like thriving on what I was doing. Denzel's on this world tour. The bros just won the bout back, and like the conversations out of that are just real powerful. You know, it's just like 3 passionate people doing their art form in the most purest, just talking. And I feel like that's so powerful. You know, because there's levels, but there's also like that synergy, and so it's cool to be able to just be in the room with greatness that night.
100%, bro. Denzel Curry must have been pretty stoked you were able to pull Izzy to pull through.
Yeah, for sure.
Do some shadow boxing with him.
Yeah, they're boys now, so that's cool.
That's an awesome link up. Holy. With your like mahi with Kava Corner, bro, like I think that's something else that, and like, dude, doing podcasts, doing interviews, they're like scary. You don't know how they're gonna go. Even reaching out to guests, I was like, fuck, should I even like message the bro and see if you want to like jump on the podcast? But
all good, bro.
I think there's something there with like shooting your shot, So like, is there anything you learned through doing Kava Corner that sort of surprised you?
Bro, my anxiety levels are at the highest when I do Kava Corner. It was one of those things, bro. At the time, I just wanted to have a space like this where I'm drinking kava with my boys, and every episode is just with a different subject with the same people. But it was actually my manager who was like, nah, you need to make this way more disruptive and get people on. And then I think someone suggested like, oh, you should try ask John Campbell. And I was like, bro, there's no fucking way I'm getting him on my shit. And they were like, you should just DM him. And I was like, bro, because we're boys. Like, I'm all good with John Campbell, but I was just like, bro, I ain't trying to DM John Campbell. And then they were like, oh, we'll email the management, his manager or whatever. And then they were like, no, I was like, no, I'll DM him. And so I didn't even DM him. They're like, did you DM him? And I didn't even DM him because I was like, fuck. But I did actually. I ended up doing it, and he replied straight away, and he pulled up. And then that was the best pilot because he could tell. I was fucking nervous, and so he could tell I was out of my comfort zone, and he's so professional. He like answered the question, but with another question to me, so it kind of was like we're talking to each other. And from there, it's just like, it was just so organic.
That's tough as well, because your like first sort of interview through Kava Corner is like the dawn of interviews in New Zealand.
Well, I think especially because my management are very strategic, and they have like, I have ideas, but sometimes they're just like do shit that I don't want to do, that they know like, if you do this out of your comfort zone, this will like, okay, it'll be a positive thing. So doing that, I made like headlines and shit. I was like, fuck. And then like there was old ladies at like the supermarket once I started rolling out the episodes, thinking I'm just like this personality, like this like interviewer guy. Like, oh, you're the cover guy. And I was like, I'll do I do music too. They're like, oh, you do music as well? I was like, oh shit. Like, so it opened up a whole new demographic. But I still definitely want to revisit that. I think with the YouTube algorithms, I noticed like my later videos weren't doing as well as the first season, and so for me, I'm just trying to find other ways to make it more innovative and more, I guess, captivating for the viewer. Because I don't want to go to all that trouble, like, you know what it's like having this whole setup, and then I just don't want my shit to fall on deaf ears or like. So I'm just trying to think of ways, like, do I go to the guest or but watch the space.
Bro. No, I love Kava Corner. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. Like, what would you say to like young people like listening, bro, who are like, you know, they might have an idea, they might be too afraid to like pull the trigger on something. What would you say to people who are sort of in that space?
I'll give them an example of something that happened to me. So I had this idea about doing a hot sauce one day. Have you seen Hot Ones?
Yeah, bro. The interview with the Hot Ones.
Yeah. So I was like, fuck, I want to do, like, that inspired me to want to do a hot sauce. And so like, I literally just Googled a recipe, and then I went and I made this big batch of hot sauce, and the hot sauce was all right. It was pretty average, but it was my marketing. Like, I designed this crazy ass like sticker that's stuck on all these bottles. The shorty that I went to school with like worked at this glass place who provide all the containers and shit. So she sussed me out the bottles. I stuck all the stickers on. So I had 200 bottles that I put my hot sauce in, and I had a QR code on the bottle with my new album that wasn't out yet. So then when you buy a bottle, you're buying the album because you got a secret link. So that kind of
like a pre-save. Or?
Yeah. Essentially, at the time it was like bank. I don't think I had it on Spotify, but that equaled the charts. So like when I sold the bottles, that's 200 copies of my album that sold off the rip.
No
and
way.
so like charted. So that's
Bro,
how
that's smart as.
Yeah. So I was like, fuck. But it wasn't just that. It was like the people that were like, what, you're gonna make a hot sauce? And I was just like, everyone around me was like, looking at me delusional
Yeah.
and shit. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna make a hot sauce.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until like I went to the Avondale markets and I sold them physically. Bro, they went. There's this lady, like I went there real early, and at the Avondale markets they have like coffee, they sell like plants and veggies, produce, and everyone's like buying everything, and I'm just like empty, like no one's coming to me, because I'm knowing like as soon as it hits 11 a.m. my people are gonna come through.
They're waking up.
Yeah, as soon as I put the story out, it's gonna be over. Like, and the lady's like, she bought like 3 bottles because she felt sorry for me. She's like, oh, I'll buy 3 bottles, and then as soon as 11 a.m. hit, boom, I just had this whole group around the table. And I like could see her like kind of like, what the fuck
What's
is going on? And then I actually had to buy 2 bottles back so my peoples could actually have it. Because I was like, oh, dude, can I just buy 2 back? Because like we're sold out. And she was just like, oh, okay. But like what I'm trying to say is to the young ones, like people thought I was delusional having this idea of making a hot sauce. And then I made the hot sauce. And then I sold it. I sold out straight off the rip, like 200 bottles, boom. I made like each bottle was like $10. So if you do the math, you know.
Yeah.
And that was just like all off the back of like having this idea, and the lady from the markets was like trying to shut me down because I didn't have a food permit, and I'm like, yo, these girls are selling Girl Guide biscuits. Like, what's the difference?
Yeah, hard.
And their little lemonades that they made, but yeah, it was on that kind of shit, and then. From that, but someone snitched to IRD, and then IRD was like, oh, you haven't cleared this, and so they really tried to take me down. Right. And then I had a radio interview on BFM about it, and then I think the guy from Hallertau was listening, and he was like, oh shit, and so he saw me play at Laneway, got off stage, and he's like, yo, I own Hallertau, like come and talk. And then he took me to his brewery, and we talked about doing a actual proper hot sauce, and I done a proper hot sauce with Hallertau. Partnered with the beer.
That's mean.
And then that sold out too. So it was just like from this delusional person, apparently I'm crazy, to like doing these things with like actual companies and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's kind of there's no like advice. I think that's just like a thing of like just don't give up on yourself, and just like if people are calling you delusional, it is delusional, but as long as you execute it, it's calm. Like, yeah, that's
that's a mean story, bro. And like, I guess like in relation to like people feeling too afraid to maybe like pull the trigger on stuff, I think it sort of comes down to that whole like tall poppy thing.
It is, bro. But I think they're just uneducated, or they just don't have the belief. Like, I just love creating shit, even if it fails. At least I can say I tried.
It's funny. I just feel like tall poppy syndrome. Like, I get it for people who are like really successful, but I feel like it does crush the dreams of like heaps of young people that are too afraid to like actually become successful in the first place.
100, bro.
And it's just so much easier to like pull people down. I remember even in like, primary school growing up, if you were good at sport, you were like, try hard. You know, like you were ashamed for being good at something.
Or like they'll support you, and then once you surpass them, they're like, fuck, he can't be that good. He's not allowed to be that good.
Yeah. It's a weird mindset, and I don't think you sort of have that maybe to our extent in other countries like America. They're more like, go chase your dreams, mate. Fucking go. But New Zealand's a funny old place, eh?
Yeah, it is, bro. Is it that, what do they call it? Like crabs in a bucket mentality.
Yeah. Sort of climbing on top of each other to get to the top. What about like your average week, bro? What does that look like? You got so many different things going on.
So hectic right now, bro. I'm like, I have so much on, but I'm very grateful to be doing what I'm doing. It's just like, the thing about this art shit is like, bro, the shit that I'm doing now, there's no money. Like, I'm not getting paid for it right now, but I know when I execute it later down the track, it's gonna be very rewarding. That's how it rolls. And but yeah, I also run 2 nights a week. I run like a music program out Wesley Community, like out Central Auckland and West Auckland for aspiring artists. And bro, that's like, for me, it's like therapy for myself, but also it's like I get the privilege to see who's next up. You know what I mean? Like Church and AP came through this program. Now they're working alongside me as facilitators. So like, what I'm trying to say is like, if I'm in a, I guess, creative block, I go there and I'm like, they make sure I'm not. Like, it's like, bro, I gotta bring my bars when I go, bro. Like, these guys will out rap you. Like, yeah.
Are they all like young fellas or?
Yeah, they're like, I would say from 16 to like 25.
Yeah.
And bro, they were out like even if I'll do a verse and they'll be like, gee, Melo, I'm not gonna lie, that shit was trash. Like they really tell you how it is, and I feel it's cool because it's competitive and it just keeps me. They'll be showing me artists. I'm like, who the fuck's that? And they're like, nah, what do you mean? You don't know who this is? I'm like, shit. And then I'll be like, yo, Melo's Unk. They'll like start calling me Unk and shit because I don't know who an artist is. You know what I mean?
That's
so it's like,
crack up.
I think like it's cool to see the generations under like me and even under Church and AP, like under their generation. We're all like kind of interwoven, and I think that's really healthy for myself as like getting, you know, as an older artist now and like bringing other people up. So yeah.
Why is that important to you to like give back to the, you know, younger generation?
Because they're our future. Like it's just standard, you know. And I feel like as an artist, like if you're an artist just making music to make money, that's cool. But like for me, I feel like the best contribution I can do is inspire, and because if I do something and leave a ripple effect on somebody, and then they go off to do great things, like at least I can say, you know, I was a part of that journey, and I like being part of people's journeys, like in terms of seeing them do their thing, and I just want to see people happy, bro. That's all it is, yeah.
Have you rap battled any of them?
Yeah, they fucking ripped the shit out of me, bro. It's crazy.
That's crazy, man. Hey, conscious of time because you do have a sound check as well.
Yes, sir.
So we've got some quick fire questions, bro,
Let's
and then we'll finish up with a quote as well.
Yeah.
There's also a question that we've got from one of the listeners of the show. This is from Dan, and it's, what's a genre you'd like to experiment with that you haven't done already?
Oh, that's a good question. Probably, I reckon like rapping over. What would you say Rage Against the Machine is?
Oh, that's like sort of metal, that.
Yeah, I reckon rapping over some metal would be crazy. Yeah, I'd love to rap over metal.
Have you seen Denzel Curry's?
Bro, that shit's some of my favorite
bro.
shit. The Triple J, right?
Yeah, that's the one. Fuck, that's nuts. He's such a versatile performer, right?
Bro, he's got so much energy, bro.
Fuck. Yeah, I love that. That's man. Cool, bro. Yeah, just want to say as well, like, man, really appreciate your time on the podcast.
Nah, thanks, bro. Appreciate
glad we could link up.
Yeah, apologies. I thought I was in the city and all that.
No, it's good. We made it happen. Okay, bro. What brings you true happiness?
Oh, what brings me true happiness is I think like peace. Peace brings me true happiness, bro. Like peace and expression, creative expression for sure. And on my daughter, yeah. Now that I'm a dad, shit, it's like, you know how like, because you got a
10-year-old, bro.
Yeah. So like, you know, when you see dad, like when you weren't a parent, and then you hear other dads being like, man, when you first look at your baby, you're gonna get this feeling of happiness that you won't be able to describe. And I always thought that was cheesy. Like, I was like, fuck whatever. I've heard it so many times, and then I remember when I was looking at her, I was just like, oh fuck, they're right.
Yeah, bro.
So yeah, that's yeah, for sure.
When I first held my daughter, because I was 16 when I had her, and I was like hiding.
Wait, you were 16?
Yeah, bro. When I had her,
bro. What was your mom thinking having you at 18? Was she's like, nah, you're not gonna have a kid at that age?
Yeah, it was passed down in generations.
Yeah.
But yeah, I literally hid it from my parents. I didn't tell anyone that I was gonna be a dad. And so yeah, I was like sneaking out of home to go to the hospital and like see my daughter, which was pretty nuts.
Your parents didn't know, and your baby was already born.
Yeah, so my baby brother was born 2 days before my daughter. So I was in the hospital with my mum on Friday, like holding my baby bro, and then back there 2 days later, sneaking out of the house. My mates picked us up on like our learner license.
That's a movie right there, G.
But I remember when I first held my daughter, I had that thought. I was like, man, okay, I need to tell my parents. But also she had like a cone head.
Yeah.
You know, like when they first come out.
Yeah,
and I was like, what's wrong with her head?
Bro, I thought that the same too.
Yeah.
I seen it come out, bro.
Wow.
I was behind the bed. And then one of the ladies was like, Bronson, you're going to want to come and see this. And I was like, nah, I'm pretty sure I don't. Like, I ain't trying to see that. She's like, it's one of those once in a lifetime things. And then, bro, I looked and I was like,
that is crazy.
And then the head was all like, what do you call it? Like scrunched up?
Yeah, it's like sort of
And I was like, yo, is that normal? It looks like a hedgehog. Like, and then Shorty started panicking, like, what do you mean? And then they're like, nah, it's normal. I was like, see. Bro. And
she
then
sees you like,
Bro, I held her up like Simba, like Rafiki.
Yeah.
And she shat on me, G.
Oh, no
Straight
way.
off the rip, bro. There's all this black liquid just came and shat all over me. But I didn't smell anything, so it was calm. It was although it was kind of like I'm getting shit on by this little baby that's mine. At the same time, it's primitive, you know.
Yeah,
it's just
100.
like, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't even smell. It was like, cause you know when they their first shit is just like black liquid. Like,
Yeah.
It's like, damn, you been fucking eating licorice or some shit.
That's a good entry into fatherhood, I reckon.
Yo.
So it's a bit of a tangent, but yeah, what is the meaning of life?
Fuck, bro. I need some DMT to answer that one. The meaning of life, I think, is contributing something to this planet or to the society in the most authentic way that you can.
Advice you wish you knew about when you were younger?
Fuck, I wish I was gonna be this fly ass bunga fucking traveling the world doing some cool shit, bro. I wasn't prepared for it.
What does legacy mean to you?
Oh, legacy, to aspire to inspire.
If you could change one thing in New Zealand, what would this be?
Fuck the unpredictable weather. I was gonna go political, but I'm not.
What do you believe is the main thing that's holding back young people in New Zealand?
Colonization.
This is, and we'll finish up with a quote. This is from Ernest Hemingway on being resilient and resourceful. Now is no time to think of what you do not have. Think of what you can do with what there is. Cheer, brother.
Yeah.
Thanks, my man.